Johnny Sins, a name that's become almost mythical. He's a man of many careers, a world-renowned scientist, doctor, astronaut, and in his spare time he delivers pizza to those in need. But despite his impressive resume, Johnny Sins is primarily known for one thing: his career in adult films. He's revered by many as the ultimate stud, admired for his charisma and larger-than-life persona. Yet, this admiration raises a larger question. Why is Johnny Sins celebrated as a stud while female performers like Riley Reid and Lana Rhoades are often labeled as sluts? It's a stark double standard, especially when the same exact jobs are being performed. One gets paid more per scene and is a bigger reason why people watch these videos, yet they still aren't seen as equals. This hypocrisy speaks volumes about how society views sex, power, and gender roles, which brings us to question Johnny himself. Why is Johnny Sins a stud? And what does that reveal about how we see men and women in the industry, and in our own lives as well? Well, let's find out.
How are you today?
Johnny Sins was one of the first male adult film stars to bring his image to a more mainstream, accessible platform. One where you didn't have to clear your browser history. He gave audiences a glimpse into an industry many only knew from the surface level. For many male teens, Johnny's career became the embodiment of a dream job. Seeing him live out this fantasy made it attainable. With a beautiful house, a stunning wife, and a 9-to-5 that involves sleeping around with beautiful women, Johnny lives what many would call a stud's life. Men want to be him, and his most viewed video on YouTube is a testament to this. But beyond his physical appeal, Johnny Sins achieved meme status. His roles in countless parodies, like when he was a fucking astronaut, only fueled this, presenting him as a comedic, larger-than-life figure. This is the kind of absurd, raunchy comedies you'd expect from these big companies, channeling an idiocracy vibe where everyone is dumb and has sex all the time. Yet, after the fantasy fades and reality kicks back in, you might start to wonder, what did I just watch? And who really are these people? Looking at the other side of the fence, we see Riley Reid, a former adult performer whose marriage made headlines. The online response was predictably crude, comments comparing her to a used car or questioning how her husband could settle down with her. Why do these kind of comments exist? What do they reveal about the way society views women like Riley Reid? For many, these remarks come disguised as sympathy for her husband, but they're rooted in the idea that Riley's work diminishes her worth as a partner. This judgment is deeply unfair. Love and lust are not the same, and while adult performers share a very public aspect of their lives, their personal relationships are private and complex, just like anyone else's. Riley's career was her profession, not a reflection of her ability to connect, love, or build a meaningful life. Like anyone else, performers seek relationships based on mutual respect and acceptance. Yet, the scrutiny they face, especially women, is unrelenting. For example, Riley had to walk herself down the aisle because her father chose not to attend her wedding. A painful reminder of how even those closest to them can internalize this stigma. The sad part is that this isn't unique to Riley Reid. Many other female performers like Lana Rhoades and Mia Khalifa have faced similar struggles with public judgment, loss of privacy, and the lasting consequences of their career choices. For men like Johnny Sins, however, the situation is vastly different. A single conversation with his family was enough for them to accept his career.
And they're like, what exactly are you doing? I was like, well, exactly, I'm having sex with girls for money. My sister really helped me out with my parents. She was like, you know, for LA, it's not abnormal. After that, it was cool. We don't really talk about it. They ask about how everything's going, but definitely no details.
The contrast between how male and female performers are treated in the industry and how their families and society view them could not be clearer. The contrast between guys and girls in the porn industry is stark. And it starts with their motivations for entering the field. For many women like Riley Reid, Lana Rhoades, and Mia Khalifa, their entry into porn is shaped by difficult circumstances. Quick cash, a troubled home life, or a search for validation. In contrast, Johnny Sins entered the industry simply because he thought it would be fun. No man looks to porn as an escape unless he's the one watching. After all, the majority of porn users are male, as getting laid for men is a process, while for women it often takes a single sentence. This right here sets up the divide. Men who can charm their way into a woman's pants are seen as studs, while women who do the same are labeled as sluts. In porn, this judgment becomes automatic. Women are not just giving it away easily, they're letting everyone watch. Johnny Sins embodies the male fantasy, a career many men dream of. Yet, he remains likable, relatable, and even heroic. His parody roles are embraced with humor and admiration. Johnny is a stud in every sense. His career is a testament to charisma, confidence, and hard work. But flip the script to female performers like Riley Reid or Lana Rhoades and the narrative changes drastically. Despite doing the exact same work as Johnny, they are judged and labeled as sluts, not for their skills, but for their perceived immorality. Why? The answer lies in society's double standard regarding sex. Men like Johnny are praised for their dominance, while women are condemned for their openness. This is not just about porn. It's about how we define worth through sexual activity. For men, sex equals power. For women, it equals shame. Take Johnny's public image. His career as a male porn star has elevated his reputation. His family accepted his profession with one conversation, and his fans turned him into a meme-worthy superstar. Contrast this with Riley Reid, who was ostracized by her father, shamed for her profession, and mocked for starting a family. The difference is clear. And here's the kicker. Female performers are often the driving force in the industry. They're the main attraction, yet they are denied the respect and admiration given to men like Johnny Sins. The very platform that elevates these careers, porn, reinforces this hypocrisy. Women are seen as used up or easy, while men are labeled as legends and studs. So when we call Johnny Sins a stud and Riley Reid a slut, what are we really saying? That success, respect, and admiration are reserved for men, even in an industry where women are often the stars? I've never seen a male porn star publicly ridiculed just for being in the industry. But when Johnny Sins and Adam 22 allowed their wives to perform scenes with other men, the internet exploded in criticism. Despite both men having sex with hundreds of women, often with their partners present, their wives' professional choices were deemed unacceptable. Johnny Sins himself struggled with the jealousy of watching his wife perform with other men, even though they had worked together with other women many times.
Got close to some of the girls, and then that really became fun. Then I used to send like notes with him for some of my favorite girls. You know, like I love you, like I hope he makes you come today. And
right.
So then it made it fun, and then we started having threesomes, and then I really just got turned out.
Adam 22 had to literally have sex with his wife right after her scene with Kevin Love, just to justify the situation.
It wasn't hard to come back to your dick. I was in a lot of pain for a few days, so having sex was, it
was reupholstered.
You were a little traumatized by me being like, ouch, hold on.
At first, yeah. But that did go away pretty quickly.
It took like 3 or 4 days, yeah.
Yeah.
It's against the stud nature to allow their wife to be with other men. But other than that minor setback, in the public's eye, Johnny Sins is still a stud, and Lana Rhoades is still a slut. They're both superstars, but their fame could not be more different. Lana's popularity is often reduced to her looks and the famous people she's been with, while Johnny's fame is tied to his hard work and persona as a regular guy who made it big. You've probably seen these viral videos where someone asks famous people what they do for a living. The comments under Johnny's videos are filled with admiration for his hard work, but the same videos with female performers are flooded with crude jokes. What's interesting is that many female performers dance around the truth of their profession.
I make people happy.
Hey, your car is awesome. What do you do for a living?
Reddit.
Reddit.
Except for Riley Reid, who bluntly states,
I suck for a living.
I'm assuming she did that to get ahead of the backlash, but it didn't really work. This double standard extends far beyond porn and points to a larger societal issue. Sex never really was a thing you did with just one person aside for religious reasons, but the rise of hookup culture and OnlyFans, sex has become less of a act of love and rather a way to bust a nut. But it's not the women's fault. The issue lies in how men value sex. In many cases, a woman's worth is determined by her body count. Meanwhile, men crave sex more than anything, participating in hookup culture, using Tinder, but when it's time to settle down, they don't want a partner with a high body count. If a woman wants to be sexually active, of course her body count will be high. There's simply just more men available to her. This is why dating apps have such a drastic gender imbalance. Men will always want to conquer as many women as possible, while women face judgment for doing the same. The hypocrisy is baked into the very structure of our sexual culture. Masturbation is not the problem, but rather the world we live in, where porn is just a click away from this video. We've built a culture where lust is monetized, and yet the people involved are judged differently based on their gender. Men like Johnny Sins are celebrated as studs for their humanity and success in the industry, while women are ridiculed as sluts for doing the same thing. The hypocrisy runs deep, but it's not just about porn. It's about how society values sex. And every click on Lana Rhoades' bratty sis feeds into this, god damn it, Lucy, feeds into this cycle. The women get paid, the guys get laid, and the double standards persist. So next time you think about clicking away, remember, you're not just watching, you're feeding into a system that perpetuates the very debate this video is about. Just think a little harder about the porn you're watching. And not just because you're horny.